Oh, yeah, not the scheduled broadcast today, simply because last night, at the time of filming last night, we got some really upsetting news that my old friend and coach and inspiration, Mr. Steve Cotter, the founder of the IKFF, passed away suddenly. Details are still to be released. You know what? Not too worried about the details. It's just the shock, and flicking through social media this morning, the shock that is echoing through the entire fitness world. If you have touched a kettlebell, if you've done kettlebell swings and snatches, then there's probably some element of Steve Cotter's work that you're using. He was that influential. I was lucky to have Steve come to Wild Geese in Dublin on a number of occasions. We ran general workshops, we ran this bodyweight workshop, obviously some kettlebell workshops, and was lucky enough to host both his CKT level 1 and 2 courses, which people came from all over Europe to attend, which was very, very cool. A huge part of my methodology within Wild Geese for general populace training and for kettlebell sport training will be highly influenced through the work I've done with Steve Cotter. So to wake up and hear, he's suddenly gone, and still a relatively young man. How old would Steve be? In around the 60 mark, I think, and in incredible shape. So yeah, we're shocked, we're reeling. It's come as a real surprise. So if you're hearing this for the first time and you want to reach out, please do. More than happy to talk. But it brings about a few thoughts, a few sort of things rattling around my head. And a buddy of mine actually reached out and probably said it best. He's like, you just never know. You just never know. The Stoics have a phrase, memento mori. Remember, you will die. Nothing is permanent. Everything we are now can be taken away, can be changed in a moment. Whether it's you're involved in a road traffic accident, an accident in training, an underlying health problem that was undiagnosed, you know, things can change incredibly, incredibly quickly. And all this training and the talk of longevity that we have and optimization, muscle is the longevity organ. Eat your meat and 2 veg, avoid processed food, all this and the other. I would say, and considering my biases, it's probably surprising that a lot of that is majoring in the minors. Yeah, we don't want to be eating crap and drinking piss and putting poisons into our body too much. But at the same time, we live and we enjoy ourselves. Because you never know when it can be taken away. Steve was one of the fittest people you would ever have met, and gone, just gone, through, I don't think, any fault of his own. So if it can happen to him, it can happen to anybody. It could happen to me. It could happen to you. So the point is longevity is, even with the likes of Peter Attia talking about what makes longevity and using all these tests and that, something to really consider is those who tend to live the longest are those who have the best sense of self. They know who they are and what they're about. More importantly, even than that, they have a network of people, and then even possibly more important than that, they have a sense of humor. A sense of humor. Probably the most important muscle to train is your ability to laugh and laugh at yourself. Have a community of people. No man is an island. And, even me saying that, I would always have been a bit of a lone wolf. But yeah, a community. You've got people who care that you care about. Keep them close. Talk to people. Be around people. Have a purpose. Don't just subsist. Steve's purpose was spreading initially the kettlebell around the world, but the message of health and fitness, and he did it phenomenally well. He never realized how much of an influence he really was. I don't think he was incredibly humble, but if he could see now the messages flooding and the way he has touched people's lives, there's a sense of a life well lived. And I've got to say, that's a good thing. That's the way to do it. Because, all this and your fancy clothes and your fancy cars and whatever else, that's all going to go away. What will remain is your legacies, what people are going to say about you. So while episodes moving forward will all be back to the usual, we'll talk about strength and fitness, and we'll talk about injuries and rehab, and we'll talk about mind, body, and spirit. What we're trying to achieve is the best version of ourselves that will have purpose, that we can reach out, we can influence, we can be influenced, and then when all's said and done, and we are gone, your name will carry on. People will remember you for the right reasons. And that's all we got today. Do feel free to reach out if you met Steve, if you worked with Steve, if you trained under him. If you have a story, we'd love to hear it. And yeah, Steve Cotter, a good man gone. Far, far too soon. We'll chat soon, guys.